And I'm Doug. And
Together,
together
we
we
are
are
LD
LD
Top
Top
of
of
Mind.
Mind.
So, this is the Promise Part 2 of this Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 19, The Reunion.
The
Now,
reunion.
this is still their Part 1,
Yeah.
but this is our Part 2
Yeah.
because Part 1 was going to be a little lengthy. But anyway, we're going to just start from where we left off. So, backstage, you had Alan, MM, and Michelle talking, and he said that Alan said that 2 days after coming back from Cancun, he immediately started to see a difference in Madison. He said he never would have put effort into her if he knew things were going to go down the way that they did. And he also said you don't get married and then put your effort into your neighbor. And that's what Madison did. They got married and she put her effort into another woman's husband on the show instead of putting it into Alan when he was doing everything he could to make the marriage work.
Yeah, the man was changing his teeth. The man was dressing different. The man also was wearing $3,000 outfits.
No. He brought
He bought
$3,000
$3,000 worth of
worth
outfits.
Yes.
He probably would have never bought. He was wearing fly jackets, but the jacket was kind of fly, you know. So he was she was switching up his image,
and she knew she didn't want that man. So that's
all
the
the time
problem.
she didn't want him. Yeah,
She
yeah.
did not want him.
Yeah, she didn't want him, and he was switching up his image to impress her. But at the same time, Alan, if you have to go through all of
That's
that,
true.
something should have clicked in your mind where I shouldn't have to change. And at the same time, you only known this woman for 2 weeks or a week.
But he was committed to the process.
He
man.
was committed to the process, but don't
Yeah.
let the process make a fool of you.
Well, it wasn't the process, it was the woman. Let's keep it real. It wasn't the process, it was the woman. And he deserved better. And I do understand what you're saying. You know, if you have to do all of that changing, then that's not your person. But I'm not going to do victim blaming. It's not on Alan. It's on Madison for putting him through all of that. And he kept hoping that maybe if I, get my teeth fixed, if I, change up the way I dress, then maybe this can work. So, I'm going to say salute to Alan. He signed up for the process and he was committed to it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, okay, Alan, I appreciate that. You were committed to the process and you wanted the process to go by smoothly by changing your image.
Hi, Carolyn. Thanks for joining. So next we have MM and Ikechi. Both said that their wedding day was lit. They seemed to just really enjoy being together initially, but this was on the honeymoon. So they were just still riding off the high of the weddings and all of that, but they hadn't really stopped to, did they really like each other? And I don't think they have figured that out yet.
Right.
They also said that their honeymoon, I'm sorry, I just said that. Both said that when they came back to Chicago, everything has shifted.
Yeah.
And there was no depth to their relationship. And the experts described it that she's science and he's art.
Okay.
How do you feel about their relationship?
Well, science and art, their relationship is pretty kind of steady, I guess.
Oh, no, on the honeymoon it was steady. It wasn't steady when they went back to Chicago.
It's kind of rocky in the shy.
Kind of rocky.
Yeah.
So I came in. Okay, so this is my thing. Why?
At the beginning, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, it was kind of steady on the honeymoon. But then when they got back to the shy, got back to reality, and he seen where she lives, he was kind of feeling, to my opinion, feeling under the influence of okay, she's doing well for herself.
He was insecure, completely insecure when he saw how she was living. And she, in my opinion, from what they showed, she never made him feel that way.
Yeah. So she never made him feel that way. She wanted to be a team put in together.
Yep.
But however, he started getting in his feelings because he was making suggestions towards her, which was getting more romantic. And then all of a sudden he pulled away from her.
Mm-hmm. He did that on the honeymoon.
And she didn't know why.
And then when she tried, I guess in Chicago, he shut it down, and she's just like, tell me why. That's all. And he just made it seem, like she was just being too aggressive with him. And it just was very, it was inappropriate that it seemed like he was just trying to embarrass her, in my opinion. This was the thing that got me. He came in this reunion with a different energy. So he came in with this energy of now he understands why MM was asking so many questions, because that's how she gets to know people. How does anybody get to know people? If I didn't ask him questions when we first met, we would have never gotten to know each other if he didn't ask me questions. Yeah. So it was, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's the only way you're going to get to know somebody is if you ask questions.
Yeah, so for him to come in this reunion saying that now he understands. Now, this is what I think. This is my opinion. Ike has a book that's on sale at Amazon. We all know. We all think that's why he came on the show to begin with, because we know that he applied to Married at First Sight twice. And he wasn't selected the first time. And so they've been giving him really bad reviews on Amazon because of that. Because of the way he was treated MM on the show. So I think he's trying to do damage control now. So he's coming back in with a different energy. And now he's, saying he's so apologetic to MM for the way he treated her. He never wanted to belittle her. Now he understands, the reason why she was asking him questions. So in my opinion, it seems that he's doing damage control. What do you think?
He's doing damage control, but at the same time, he's trying to make himself feel like the big man, right? So he's trying to belittle her, right? At the same time, like Wifey said. I think that he is stuck in his feelings, you're trying to do too much, right? You want the woman to be underneath you, but in this day and age, that's not going to happen. Women make just as much money as the men make, right? Yeah. Or maybe more, and he has to come and equip with that to say, hey, my wife, she's making really good money. Mm-hmm. Join the team. You both can make good money together.
Yes. So he goes on to say he wished he didn't use the word aggressive to describe her previously, because he didn't mean her personality. Now, come on. Yeah. We know he meant her personality. Yeah. But now he's saying he meant that she's an aggressive businesswoman and a go-getter. Yeah. I call bull crap on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's bull crap, because he should have said that in the beginning. Why you didn't say that in the beginning? Yeah. Why now you saying that, oh, she's an aggressive with business? You said she was an aggressor. So you meant she was an aggressor on her personality, on her character.
I agree. Yeah. So MM says she's used to men trying to make her feel small and belittle her. And she says that's what I did. So he begins to apologize for ever making her feel that way. He said that wasn't his intention. Yeah. She said he gave her a lot of mixed signals. And he finally admitted that he was not attracted to her, which is something he never told her the entire 8 weeks. He says he didn't tell her because he didn't want to embarrass her. But she told him, but you did embarrass me. Yeah. You did. Yeah. And so it just seems like he's trying to do damage control, because he was just much more gracious and kind to her than he was throughout the whole season. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she said she could have handled it. If he would have just told her he wasn't attracted, she could have handled it. Good. So, but he was just disrespectful. He apologized again. She went on to say that she accepted his apology. Yeah. He said he didn't pay her. So they started to talk about the comments she made during the decision day, where she told him that she wished him nothing but the worst. I wish you nothing but the worst. She said, my mother wishes him well, but I wish him nothing but the worst. And so
I never heard nobody say that before. I know. That's very interesting.
It was funny. That was funny. But she said that she wished she could, that she didn't wish him nothing but the worst. She was just angry at the time. He said he didn't take her comments to heart anyway, because he just wanted her to get out whatever she wanted to say so he could leave. Yes. He said a lot of the time in their marriage, he just felt like he wasn't being heard. And but she said that he never vocalized that to her, and so she had no idea what he was even talking about. And so he did say he wished he would have spoken up more. And now she says she realized that she shouldn't love too hard going forward. And so, in a way, that's not a good thing because you want to give your all. You never want to, treat someone bad because someone else treated you bad in a previous relationship. So, I really hate that she feels that way. Hopefully, moving forward, she can learn to love hard again. But she did say that she's not going to love someone more than they love her. And I do agree with that. Yeah. It should be an equal exchange of loving each other. And so Ike said that he's still ready for marriage, but just not this type of marriage where you're meeting a stranger and marrying them at the altar. But he said that he is happy that she has found love with Brandon. Yeah. And we know Brandon is someone that she met from, when they've known each other about 25 years. They met, I think, in elementary school.
Yeah, they met in elementary school. And plus, also, Brandon knows her brother.
Yes. So it seems to be good because her and Brandon have been together for a year now.
Yeah, knows Mimi's brother.
Knows M.
I'm sorry.
Yes, MM's brother. So she said they have merged families and they are very happy, her and Brandon. Ike said he's been dating, but he's still looking for his Michelle Obama. Now, let's keep it real. Michelle Obama is not going to tolerate, nobody that's like Michelle Obama is going to tolerate Ike's shenanigans.
This is what I want people to stop doing. Quit comparing yourself to somebody else. You do you. You'll never be, it's only one Michelle Obama, one President Barack Obama. You do you. Live your relationship the best that you can.
Yeah, he wasn't really comparing him. He was saying that's the kind of woman he wants. Is right. A woman like Michelle Obama.
Like I said, it's only one Michelle Obama.
That's true.
You get the woman that you think that you're comfortable with.
That's right. I agree with that.
You can't compare another woman to another woman.
I agree with that.
Because you definitely wouldn't want a woman comparing a man to you.
Now that's facts. But let's just say we do love Michelle Obama over here.
Yes.
So if you're watching this, we love you and Barack.
We love you, Michelle, and President.
Oh, I'm sorry. And yes. You still our president. You still our president.
We're not going down.
So president.
You will always be President Barack Obama.
You are President Barack Obama to us. So we love you over here. So backstage, Michelle says she is surprised that Ike apologized. So she's talking to MM. And MM said that she was too, but she still felt that Ike was being snarky. But she said he just can't help it. But she said that she's glad their segment is done taping. She said, hands washed. She said, hold on, listen. She said,
wash your hands. Wash your hands. She washed them for 20 seconds too.
Okay.
You gotta wash them for 20
because you got to make sure it's gone, all the germs.
Underneath the nails, all that.
Yes, 20 seconds, 20 seconds.
Yes.
So Madison and Alan, it's their turn up on the couch with Kevin Frazier. So Madison said that the wedding day was the best. Now, this is what happens when you're more focused on the wedding day and not the marriage. You can't do that. The wedding day is just that it's a day. The marriage is what's important.
Marriage is for life.
And so, exactly, it's supposed to be. And so she said that the wedding day was the best. That was her words. Yeah. And but she realized almost immediately that they weren't compatible. And Alan said that he would tense up. She would tense up every time he touched her. Like if he put his arm around, she would tense up. Who could be with somebody like that? Like my husband have his arm around me now and I'm leaning into him. If I was to tense up, he wouldn't want to touch me. So I disagree. She was not trying. When she saw she wasn't attracted to him, then she was just immediately just out. She had already checked out the marriage, in my opinion.
But if you want to be on TV, you're gonna do what it takes.
That's true, because she could have walked away. She absolutely could have. Alan said he still thought that there was hope. And he thought that because she kept giving him hope. She kept saying, I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to be here. Sure. So for that reason, he kept trying because he was committed to the process.
Yes.
Kevin asked Madison if she gave her best efforts since she was struggling with attraction. And she goes on to say that Alan gave his best shot. How is that answering his question? It's not. It was a complete deflection. Yeah. He said, Madison, did you give your best shot at this marriage because you were lacking attraction with Alan? And she said, Alan gave his best shot. Lady, we know that. We know that.
Yes.
She never answered the question.
Alan went above and beyond because he wasn't telling Madison to change her lifestyle, change the way she dressed, tell her to start working out every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So Alan said that maybe things would have been different if her thoughts were on him and him only. But he really doesn't want to start that way. He did say that he wouldn't want that to be the start of his life with his wife.
Yeah.
He would not want to look back, say 20 years later, and remember that his wife didn't want him to touch her initially. So it just wasn't a good fit, but he was committed to the process. It is a social experiment, and so he was gonna keep trying. And he did. He did. Yes. He said he wanted his future wife, whoever that is, he would want them to always have desire him. Always. So it just wasn't a good fit. But Madison goes on to say she wishes that this is another way that Madison can try to keep from accepting blame and accountability for what happened. She went on to say that she wishes the couples weren't allowed to interact with each other. Now, back in the early days of Married at First Sight, if you were watching, they did not allow the couples to interact at all. The couples did not meet.
I think that was pretty good, so that way that the couples couldn't quote or comment on other relationships during this process, right? But by them interacting, they can turn heads or make people think different about their significant other that they're with. Before, they couldn't because it was just the couples. But now you're coupled up, 6 in a team, and all the girls get together and say, girl, if I wouldn't, and the guys get together and say, oh, I wouldn't be with her. And so it kind of throws it off a little bit because people are going off of opinions. And that's why Madison said that.
So in my opinion, I think that Madison just didn't want to be outed for her behavior. Yeah. I think that's why she really wished the couples didn't interact. But
it was Allison that wished that the couples interact.
Madison, I'm
Madison
sorry. Madison wished the couples didn't interact, but I think she just didn't want to be outed for her behavior because if they weren't interacting, no one would know what was going on. So she says the ladies just got together to complain about their marriages, and she just didn't feel like that was helpful. So that's why she's saying that she doesn't want the couples to interact. She admitted that Alan has been super nice to her, and she does admit that he didn't have to be. He said that she should have been more communicative with him. He said he's a grown man, and he absolutely could have taken it if she just would have said that she didn't want to be with him. And Kevin begins to ask her, when did her and David meet up? So she said they never hung out at each other's apartments.
They met at the gym, right?
Yep. She said they got together in the gym in the mornings. She said the connection just continued to grow. And she said she never would have risked her reputation if she didn't think that the relationship would go somewhere. Yeah. She did admit that it was an absolute betrayal against Alan. And she apologized again. He said he was pretty upset for about a week. And then he let it go. And he said he's not going to let it change, which I love this. He said he's not going to let it change him, nor the way he treats women moving forward.
Yeah, you don't want to carry that into the next relationship with being bitter towards all women, because it's going to do nothing but it's going to hurt you more than it helps you, right?
Absolutely. So and it lets her win.
Yeah, and then this gives you enough time to get off of a project or a experiment where you get to meet the woman. You get to spend time with her before you marry her, right? You get to know her likes and dislikes. You don't have to rush it. On this experiment, you got to rush it. You got to rush it. You got
everything is rushed.
3 or 4 weeks.
You have to talk about everything. You got to talk about finances. You got to talk about if you want kids. Yeah. And you're like, I just met this person. How do I know if I want this to be the mother or the father of my children? But it's a very rushed process. So you got to do it. You got to talk about finances, and that's hard, with someone you don't know, to talk about how much money you make. To me, that's super private, and I would not want to do that with a stranger. Yeah. So I think it's a very rushed project.
Right, and you know each other's social securities and stuff like that? Nope, I ain't doing it.
Yeah, that's Ooh, too soon, too soon, too soon. So next we have, well, Alan just went on to say that he's going to move forward in a positive way. And now the next thing was Kevin Frazier asked the question that I just could not understand. He asked Madison if she will invite Alan to her and David's wedding if they get married. Why?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It didn't make sense. And Madison said, probably not. And Alan was like, yeah, no. I don't see us doing that. I mean, I just couldn't, I don't even know why he would ask such a question. But then Madison does go on to say she has never met Alan's girlfriend, but she's heard about her. She is excited to meet her, and she heard that his girlfriend is excited to meet her. So she did say that Alan did deserve better than what she gave him. And, better to be treated better than the way she treated him. So I was happy that she did say that. So then Kevin Frazier began some rapid fire questions to the cast members. All of the cast members joined. And he said, who gives the best advice? Camille gives the best advice. They all agreed. Okay. Carla and he said, who is the life of the party? They said Carla and Madison are the life of the party. Now, this was just the ladies. Let me say, it wasn't the whole cast. I'm sorry, it was just the ladies. Mm-hmm. And they said Carla and Madison are the life of the party. And then he said, who will be in contact with everyone in 10 years? Carla said that she would be in contact with everyone she thinks in 10 years because she talks to everyone now. Michelle said, yeah, everyone but Madison. She said, no, me and Madison, I don't see us being friends, but everyone else. Camille said everyone, but she talks to M and Madison the most. And that was a shock because I didn't know that she talked to Madison the most outside of MM. Madison said she hopes to stay close to everyone. She did not say except Michelle. I think that's a given, so she didn't say that. She just said she hopes she'll stay close to everyone, but she is closest to Camille. Camille seems to be the cast favorite among the ladies, to be honest. Everyone really seems to be drawn toward Camille, and that's a good thing. And she seems to, I guess, just have a good inviting spirit where she, her friends can confide in her about things, is what it appears to be. And everyone wants that friend that they can confide in and that they'll give them good advice. MM said she hopes everyone, but she is closest to Camille. And she said her and Camille live right around the corner from each other. So, yeah, she really see them staying close in 10 years. So then they talk about MM's engagement to Brandon, her new guy. And everyone is now happy for her. If you remember at the last, I forgot what it was. They, on the last season finale, Carla and Camille, especially Carla more so, seemed a little bit, concerned about her new guy. But now that it's been a year, everyone is happy for them. And I'm happy that they've been together for a year, and that's amazing. And I heard they're married now. So congratulations to MM and Brandon.
Congratulations.
Yes. And so MM said her girls have always held her down, and she appreciates their support. Then they talk about Camille and Thomas union and their love and evolution, and celebrate them. And we are celebrating you over here, Camille and Thomas. Yeah. We're happy that you're still together. We're rooting for you for the long haul to be together for the rest of your lives. Yeah. Camille says she truly cherishes Thomas, and she knows that he is her person. Camille, and so then Kevin Frazier asks, what kind of person does Carla need in her life? And Camille described that Carla needs someone that would just let her be herself. Someone who would dote on her, a lover boy, she said, that would let her be the star of her own show. And then Camille also described who Michelle needs. She said Michelle needs someone who will make her feel comfortable, to let her walls down. She really thinks that Michelle is actually a softie underneath her tough exterior. Then they talk about when Carla tell Madison that what she did was dirty and grimy.
Oh, yeah.
And so Kevin Frazier asks Madison, how did she feel when they told her that? And it was Carla that told her that. And Madison claims that she appreciates the women for holding her accountable, and she would never be upset with them for that. Mm-hmm. She said, this is what she said. I'm repeating what she said. I don't know I don't know if it's true. I told you I don't know. Madison, I don't. She doesn't always tell the truth, and that's just a fact.
Yeah.
So, but that's what she said, and she says that they have now moved forward in their friendships, and she's very happy about that. Carla said when David and Madison disappeared at the club, she did think that was suspicious, but she didn't want to confront them because she could have been wrong. Yeah. And Carla said when she found out that it was true, she was completely blindsided.
She was completely blindsided. She had no idea.
No idea. So Madison is still angry about the playback video. And Madison is still lying, saying she hopes Michelle can move forward because she's sure they have said everything that they could possibly say about each other. She feels like they've said it. So she's just hoping that Michelle at this point can just move forward.
Well, Michelle have no choice but to move forward, right?
She
didn't really like dude in the first place when they first hooked up. So I mean, she just being extra right now.
Okay, this is the thing. With David, I totally agree with that. With Madison, I disagree. Because Madison pretended to be her friend. No. It is a year in the past, so I do think she needs to move forward. Like at this point, like I said, I'm willing to wish Madison the best. Yeah. I'm not gonna wish her the worst. I wish her and David the best at this point. The season is over. Let's all move forward. Yeah. But Michelle actually still seemed to carry anger about it. And it's like, girlfriend, you're gonna have to let that go if you're gonna embrace a new relationship with somebody. And so she, she's been dating, but she's not in a relationship with anyone. So hopefully she can just move forward at this point. So backstage, Madison, backstage, Michelle had said to Alan that she still feels like Madison and David are still trying to shut things down. Yeah. But even Alan is pretty much saying move forward. Yeah. Alan goes on to say that he's not going to allow. See, that's what I mean when I say it seems like she's not willing to let it go. Yeah. It's been a year. Alan is in a whole new relationship, and maybe if she could let this go, she could be in a new relationship. Mm-hmm. And so when she said that to Alan, Alan said no. He said, I'm not going to allow what they did to have control over my life. Yeah. He said he's moving forward, and I really think it's time to move forward, Michelle. I told you in a relationship, I thought you were horrible to David in that relationship. Mm-hmm. But as a girlfriend, I think you a good girlfriend, and girlfriend to girlfriend, it's time to move forward, okay?
Move forward.
Yes. So Michelle and David, they said they've never had a moment to talk things. So Michelle and David joined the stage now. Yeah. And they're saying to Kevin Frazier that they've never had a chance to talk things through because Kevin asked them if they have ever sat down to talk things through. Right. And David said that his parents and family were extremely disappointed in him. They talked about David living in his parents' basement, and Michelle says she wished she would have reacted differently in their marriage, but it would not have changed her mind. Yeah. At 40 years old, she never expected to marry a man who would be living in his parents' basement. And I can understand that. I get it.
But David said, he only there for a time being. When we hook up and get together, then we will buy a house together. Like he did with Madison.
Yeah, that's what my husband say. So he definitely has a right to his opinion. I think he was just gonna stay there forever if he didn't get in a relationship. But that's just me. I think David likes staying with his mama and daddy, especially with his mama, because he's a mama's boy. But at 40, you gotta move differently. I'm sorry. So David said that the way Michelle treated him was very hard and rough on him. He said he walked on eggshells around her, and that's true. That. We absolutely agree with that. She was mean. Like she was mean. He said he was digging Madison a couple days after the 1 month anniversary. So he's claiming that for a whole month, he was still really, I guess, working on his relationship with Michelle. But a month after at their 1 month anniversary is when he really started to be attracted to Madison. Because he wasn't getting what he needed from Michelle.
Exactly. She wasn't talking to him, really. She wasn't holding him, touching him, complimenting him.
She didn't even ask him how was his day.
She wasn't asking how his day was. It was, what you expect?
So Kevin did ask her, why are you so angry that David got with Madison when you didn't want him? And I was glad somebody asked her because somebody had that.
Somebody had that.
Hey, somebody had that. And so she said, she wanted to clear this up. She's not angry that they're together. She's angry about the way they went about it. She says she does not like to be lied to, which no one does.
No one likes to be lied to, but however, everyone needs some type of affection from their wife, right?
That's true.
So come on, it's not all about
She was
you,
mean.
Michelle.
She was mean. She was mean. Oh my goodness.
Not all about you, Michelle.
Yeah, I agree with that. She was mean, and I can't blame David for what he did to Michelle, but I do blame David for what he did to Alan because he laughed in this man's face for weeks. He was out with him, having beers with him, acting like all was good, acting like this my boy, this my homie, when he really was getting information that he could use against him to take his wife. For that, no, David was wrong. So, but for Michelle, no. I'm sorry. No, Michelle was wrong for the way she was treating him because no human being deserved that type of treatment. It was just wrong. And that was dirty and grimy. But anyway, she said, they were lying to her for weeks and Madison acted like her friend. Now, I do agree she has every right to be mad at Madison because Madison did the same thing that David did to Alan. Laughed in her face, pretending to be her friend when all the time she wanted her husband, and that's a problem.
Smile in your face.
All the time they want to take your place, the backstabbers. Backstabbers. Okay, so like I tell you all the time, we sing over here. So Kevin begins to question David about the timeline of him and Madison getting together. And he told him, look, what's done is done. We at the end of this thing now. You might as well tell, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It's already out. So he's really pressing him hard to just tell the timeline. When did you all actually begin to sneak behind your spouse's back and get together? That's where they ended part 1. Okay. Part 2 comes on tomorrow. And we're looking forward to going live. And I don't know if we're going to be able to do it tomorrow. We might have to give it to you on Monday.
Yeah.
But
part come on tomorrow?
Yeah, part 2.
Tomorrow on a Sunday?
Oh, it sure don't. Yeah, this is what happened when you reviewing too many shows. I'm thinking about another show right now that come on tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that one later. But
that one is called Married to Medicine.
That was Married to Medicine.
Talk about that. Yes.
And we reviewed that one as well. So if you like Married to Medicine, make sure you join us for Married to Medicine, which we'll get to you. If not tomorrow, then we get it to you on Monday. But no, you're right. Married at First Sight comes on Tuesday. Yeah. And so we'll get it to you probably Wednesday.
Yeah. We'll get it out to you. And we always want to, on the top of our mind, we always talk about what's on the top of our minds. Yeah. And right now we're hitting on these reality shows, keeping you in tune, keeping you informed of, we don't judge people. We're just judging their character, right?
That's it. We don't judge people.
And please remember to like and subscribe. And until next time, always be true to yourself.
Give your just to yourself. Believe in yourself. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you can always be notified of all of our new videos. And just so you know, we're also going to be reviewing Love After Lockup. The new season starts on Friday.
Cool. And
till next time, friends.
Till next time, friends.